This video is about applying the properties of unknown coordinates to a coordinate plane. So in number 1 and 2, we want to find the missing info. So in number 1, we are given that A is at 0, 0, C is at 10, H, and 8K. We want to find B. Because AB is congruent to BC, these are a mid-segment, so it is halfway between 0 and these coordinates, so we can just divide that in half. So we get 5H and 4K. Now, going the other way, number 2, we have the same type of figure, but we have a midpoint coordinate. We're trying to find the endpoint. So if we know the midpoint, we would double it between 0, 0 to get to our endpoint. So when we double this, we get negative 4H and 8K. In number 3, we want to find the missing coordinates here. So we start with 0, or O, is at 4, negative 6. That means it moved 4 on the x-axis and 6 on the y-axis. So if we move back left 4, we would subtract 4 here. So Z would be at 0, negative 6. We go up 6 to 0, 0. Because L is a midpoint, these segments are congruent. So if we went up 6 on the y coordinates, our E coordinate would be 0, 6. And then if we went over 4 units to the left, remember that we're moving to the negative numbers, so this would be negative 4, 6. Number 4 is the same thing, but now we have variables with them. So we see that the segments are congruent. So for C to be at negative 2m and n, we know that these lengths for the y are n, and we know the x coordinates moving left and right are 2m. Then we just need to know which quadrant we are in. So because we're in the third quadrant, everything's going to be negative. So from A, we went left 2m to get negative 2m comma 0. We went down n to get negative 2m, negative n. We went down in n again to get negative 2m and negative 2n. We went over left 2m again, so we have negative 4m, negative 2n. Number 5, find the midpoints of the coordinates. So our midpoints, we are going to add them and divide by 2 if we are given the endpoints. So we have 8 plus 10 divided by 2 and 11 plus negative 3 divided by 2, which is going to get us 9 and 4. We have 2 plus 10 divided by 2 and 3 plus negative 3 divided by 2, which gets us 6, 0. And then we have the x coordinates 8, 2 divided by 2 and 3, 11 divided by 2, which would give us the coordinate of 4, 7. In number 6, we can easily find f. So we have 1 plus 9 over 2, 2 plus negative 2 over 2, which gets us 5, 0. Now, to find b, we know the midpoint. So we want to look at how did our x's change, how did our y's change. So our x's, to get from 9 to 6, we minus 3. And to get from negative 3 to 5, our y coordinate added 5. So if we take the coordinates that E has, and we do that again, 6 minus 3 gets us an x coordinate of 3. 3 plus 5 gets us a y coordinate of 8. And then we can do our midpoint to get D. So 1 plus 3 divided by 2, 8 plus 2 divided by 2 would get us a coordinate of 2, 5. In number 7, we need to find our midpoints again. We can tell that they're midpoints because these segments are bisected. So here we would have h plus 0 divided by 2 and k plus 0 divided by 2, which will get us h over 2, comma k over 2. For t then, we have h plus 2h over 2 and k plus 0 divided by 2. So that gets us 3h over 2 and k over 2.